here we are, my fourth match in the BF-109 G-6, and I'm not a good BF-109 pilot. My stats in these aircraft are terrible, but the G-6 seems okay, and since they've inadvertently nerfed almost all of the US props with a lot of additional drag this patch, it seemed like a good opportunity to branch out and try something else. This is a small lobby. Kind of a fun match. They've got 3 Corsairs, 1 P-51, that is P-25, and there was an F-8F spotted earlier. I'm not really sure what's going on with the spotting here. I do eventually pick him up off to the left. A little bit of coordination in chat. The team has communicated, expressed the desire to work as a team. Unfortunately, none of them climb. So, or fortunately, I guess, because it's a great opportunity for me. I played the F-8F a fair amount. I like the F-8F a good deal. Would I try the dogfight a 109 that started with an altitude advantage in the F-8F? No. No, I would not. If you know anything about these two aircraft, I'm actually being very, very passive here because I'm not at all confident in my ability to fly the 109, so I'm just draining the F-8F of energy and speed because I know that if he keeps turning like this, he's going to get really, really slow. And as I continue to loop above him, he's not going to have, even though he's got an absolutely monster motor, his power tapers off pretty significantly above 3,500 meters, and he's just not going to be able to fly how he wants to and pull in for a shot here. So this is, this is a little bit more aggressive, a little bit of a flat turn, just pressuring him a little bit. Deliberate lag pursuit here, just trying to get a little bit of position, and I'm pulling up above him to keep him from being able to go head on there. I didn't really think about it. I guess that was a little bit of a high yo-yo, and then he's trying to scissors a little bit here. I think I actually got hit on him there. But for whatever reason, instead of attempting to come back into the scissors, he just continues the turn and lets me plant right on him. Had he dove, had he run, maybe he gets away, but he just continued to turn. And that's a Bearcat down, who is really the biggest threat to me here because everyone else is low, or so I thought. The P-51 and the Corsair over there are actually working together. I don't know if they're squatted together or what, but while they are working together, they do give me a little bit of space initially. I don't know if this guy, this Corsair below me was deliberately bait, or that's just how it worked out. I do hit one shot there, but I'm not going to follow him all the way down to the deck. And I'm not, I've planted the BF-109 to the ground more than once because it compresses at high speed. Super embarrassing. But I see those guys. He stays low. Not a bad play on his part. I grab some additional altitude and I fly towards the guys that are high. Because getting jumped by a Mustang and a Corsair while I chase their friend doesn't seem like good gameplay. I can appreciate what they're doing there. They really want to make something happen. Unfortunately, they're low, they're slow. He did have more speed here than I expected, so I could see that he was pulling in for the head-on, and I just dipped out. Even if that was a matchup favorable to the 109, I don't have the skill or the familiarity with these guns to take it. But an F4U1 at this BR means he's got 420 mils. So more guns, better guns, just don't want to be anywhere in front of that aircraft. Of course, he was baiting for the Mustang here. The Mustang's coming in. I didn't take the bait, and the big difference for me as a guy that usually flies US props is how much better the 109 holds on to speed and how much better the 109 climbs. So in a situation like this, you don't have to stay anywhere near as fast. If I was doing 350, 360, 370 in a Mustang, I'm dead. because yeah, you don't have the maneuverability, you can't accelerate, you don't have to climb, you don't have the speed. You just don't. So, which of course is what that Mustang just found out. He didn't do a decent job of baiting me. I stayed in that head-on way longer than I should have. Should have taken it at all, but I just didn't want to give him a free deflection shot if he got the flaps out. I have done some testing recently in custom battles of the Corsair, and I know people like it. And if you have the right control setup, full real, or you're in sim, I get that it rates okay. But if you're mouse and keyboarding, as is common in ARB, the Corsair is a brick. It does not, in fact, even outturn the Mustang until it gets slow enough to put the flaps out. So, again, from an energy generation, energy retention standpoint, Corsair had a chance to get me in the head-on, but I outturn him, I outclimb him. Given enough time and altitude, maybe on paper he has the speed to escape, but realistically he has no escape here. And this is just sort of the F8F Part 2. I'm waiting for him to burn that speed. He gets nice and slow. I come around him onto his 6. I can't shoot, but I do get a couple hits so that when he parks into the ground, it rewards him with the kill. Now at this point I'm down to like 5.5 minutes of gas. So I'm going to go check the short airfield, and lo and behold, the last member of their team. I don't know what I damaged on him initially. I'm assuming he's repaired, but it also means he's full fuel and full ammo, which of course just magnifies all of the performance advantages that the 109 G-6 has versus his aircraft. Because he is slow, he can make a fairly tight turn right there. That saxophone in the background is my son. So you're welcome for that. But other than making a couple tight turns, that's all he's got. I'm not going to commit to the head-on. I outrate him. Like, again, just everything about my plane is better than his. So I just slowly, cautiously get on his 6. I've actually chopped throttle here pretty significantly. Because there's actually nothing he can do. He can't outturn me. He can't out-accelerate me. He can't outclimb me. As long as I don't fly out in front of his guns, he has no chance. And I don't. So that was fun, because even though it was a small lobby, it was a 6v6 match. I got 4 of them, and it was a nice little carry, so I'll take it.